moon has chosen her, but destiny does not bend for love. The full moon hung low over the silent peaks, silver light spilling across frozen pines and frost-kissed rocks. Lyria's breath rose in misty clouds, each exhale trembling with a weight she did not yet understand. An Omega alone, dismissed by hunters and pack alike as weak, powerless, and unworthy, she had long learned to hide her strength. But tonight, something inside her stirred, resonating with the moon itself. A faint glow pulsed on her wrist, a mark that no human could see, no hunter could recognize, yet impossible to hide from Kael. The Alpha King had sensed it from afar, amber eyes blazing like molten gold as he watched her. Across centuries, across lifetimes, his soul had hunted hers, waiting for this night. Now, standing beneath the silver gaze of the moon, he knew she had finally returned. The forest whispered warnings, elders muttered curses, packs feared the bond that destiny spun. Yet the pull between them was magnetic, relentless. Every heartbeat throbbed with prophecy. The Omega would change the Alpha King's fate and rewrite the history of their kind. Kael stepped closer, tension crackling like lightning in the air. "You are mine," his voice rumbled, felt more than heard. Lyria's heart trembled, yet defiance flared. "This is my life, my choice," she thought, even as fate tugged at her. A sudden howl shattered the stillness. Shadows twisted among the trees, testing them before their bond could fully awaken. Lyria's mark flared brighter. Kael's eyes darkened with molten fury, protective and fierce. A whisper, older than the mountains themselves, brushed against her mind. "Your trials have begun." Dawn broke, painting the silent peaks in gold and frost. Lyria's pulse still echoed in her ears, her mark faintly glowing, a reminder that destiny would not wait. Today would test her courage, her heart, and the power the moon had given her. Kael's presence was a tether, his gaze a shield. "Trust the moon," he murmured. "It has chosen you, but it will demand courage." From the shadows, a rival Alpha emerged, eyes glinting with malice. "An Omega like you has no right to claim destiny with the Alpha King." Kael's stance hardened, fangs briefly bared, yet he did not strike. "She does not claim destiny alone," he growled. "The moon has chosen her." The rival faltered, sensing the unbreakable bond binding them. Fear clawed at Lyria's chest, yet beneath it, determination ignited. She raised her hand, feeling her mark pulse stronger. "I will not fail." The wind carried a promise of power yet unseen. Then a voice brushed her mind, older than the mountains. "The trials are only beginning. Trust in Kael. Trust in yourself, or all is lost." The forest seemed alive with whispers of memory and danger as they moved deeper. Every branch, shadow, and rustle carried secrets of lives she had not yet lived. Faces of betrayal, fleeting love, and loss flickered in her mind. She stumbled, but Kael caught her arm. "Focus," he commanded softly. "The past will teach you, not bind you." From the shadows, a creature older than the forest emerged, eyes glowing like embers. Fear shot through her veins, yet Kael placed his hand over hers, guiding her energy into a protective shield. This was her first trial, not of enemies alone, but of truths she was not ready to face. Their bond pulsed stronger than ever, a tether of destiny neither law, pack, nor rival could sever. The forest held its breath as Kael led Lyria deeper into the silent peaks. Sunlight filtered through frozen branches, yet shadows twisted unnaturally along the rocks, warning of dangers unseen. Kael's amber gaze softened as he looked at her. "You are stronger than you believe," he murmured. "Trust yourself as I trust you." Ahead, a narrow gorge split the mountains. Wolves, sleek and predatory, descended from the cliffs with silent precision. Lyria froze, but Kael's hand brushed hers. "Not yet. Focus the power within." She drew a deep breath, feeling the moon's energy surge through her mark. Light pulsed outward, radiating strength. The intruders halted, retreating before the raw force of her will. Kael's eyes glimmered with pride and concern. This was only the beginning. He knew not all packs would welcome her, and danger had a long memory. Lyria met his gaze, a silent understanding passing between them. Fate had chosen them both, and the trials would only grow darker. Even in victory, the forest murmured secrets. Eyes seemed to follow them, whispers of betrayal curling through the air like smoke. Arian, a rival alpha from another pack, stepped from the shadows with a bow of false deference. "You think you can claim her? The moon does not forgive." His words dripped with venom. Kael's fangs gleamed briefly, muscles tensing, yet he did not strike immediately. "You will leave now," he growled, his presence radiating authority. Lyria stepped forward, her mark blazing with silver light, and even Arian felt the pull of destiny binding them. Every step, every heartbeat reminded her. The trials were not just of strength, but of trust, loyalty, and courage. Night fell, the moon rising heavy above them, casting silver light across the peaks. Lyria's hand brushed Kael's, and a spark ran through her, unbidden and undeniable. Their bond, though forbidden by law and pack tradition, pulsed stronger with every heartbeat. "We are tied across lifetimes," she realized, her fear mingling with thrill. A howl pierced the night, a shadow moving across the cliff. An Omega from another pack challenged her, eyes narrowed and fangs bared. Lyria squared her shoulders. "This is my path," she thought. With Kael by her side, she would face any threat. His hand covered hers, their energy merging in a radiance that commanded attention, protection, and unity. The moon seemed to pause, as if watching and whispering approval. Yet beneath the beauty and triumph, a shiver of premonition ran down her spine. Even fate had trials, and the night and their journey was far from over. The next day, as they journeyed toward a hidden shrine of their ancestors, ancient symbols carved into stones glimmered faintly in response to Lyria's mark. Every step felt like a walk through time itself. Kael's voice broke the silence. "There is something you must know." Her heart skipped. Secrets older than the packs themselves waiting to test her courage and devotion. Suddenly, a trap sprung. Shadowy figures attacked, testing her skill and resolve. Lyria's mark flared. Kael moved to protect her, yet allowed her to face the trial herself. Power and destiny intertwined, each step teaching her that only by embracing both could she fulfill her purpose. The moon poured silver over the peaks as Lyria and Kael approached the hidden shrine of their ancestors. The air hummed with ancient energy, and frost-laden stones glimmered faintly as if responding to her mark. Every step Lyria took felt like walking through the echoes of time. A world where past and present intertwined, where the choices of long-forgotten generations whispered to her very soul. Kael's gaze never wavered, amber eyes steady and protective. "There is something you must know," he murmured, voice low and weighty. Lyria's heart stuttered. Secrets older than the packs themselves waited to be revealed. She had always felt the moon's pull, but now the truth of her lineage began to unfurl like a scroll of destiny. Her bond with Kael was more than love. It was legacy, intertwined with the fate of all who bore the moon's mark. As they stepped into the shrine, carvings along the walls glowed faintly, whispering of power and peril. A sudden draft swept through, carrying scents of memory, faces she had never seen but somehow knew, moments of triumph, betrayal, and fleeting love. Lyria's pulse quickened. The moon's gift was awakening within her, and with it came trials that would test her body, mind, and spirit. From the shadows, figures emerged, enemies of the past, rivals from distant packs, each testing her skill and courage. Lyria raised her hand, her mark blazing with radiant silver energy. The attackers faltered, retreating under the force of her burgeoning power. Kael moved to shield her, yet allowed her to stand alone, letting her embrace the strength the moon had given her. The forest seemed alive, murmuring truths she was only beginning to understand. Each rustle of leaves, Each shifting shadow reminded her that destiny carried both gift and burden. Then, from the corner of her vision, a shrouded figure stepped forward, claiming knowledge of her past. Lyria's mind spun as fragments of truth began to surface. The moon had chosen her not only for love, but to restore balance among the packs, to end rivalries that had lasted centuries. Kael's hand found hers, fingers interlacing in silent reassurance. "Trust me," he whispered. Their bond thrummed with power, unbroken by fear or opposition. The stranger's voice cut through the night. "The bond you share is both blessing and curse. Falter, and all is lost." Then it vanished into the mist, leaving only the echo of warning. Lyria's chest heaved with realization. Destiny demanded not just courage, but wisdom. Every choice, every heartbeat carried the weight of history. Kael's amber eyes held hers, conveying centuries of longing, protection, and unspoken promise. "Your heart must be strong," he murmured. "Only by embracing it fully can we survive what comes next." The moon hung high above, witness to the power, trials, and secrets yet to be faced. And in the quiet between shadows, Lyria felt the first stirrings of understanding. Her path was perilous, but she would not walk it alone. The forest seemed alive, watching their every step as Lyria and Kael moved deeper into the silent peaks. Her mark pulsed with each heartbeat, a rhythm that mirrored the bond now stronger than ever between them. The first trials had tested her body and courage. Now came the hardest challenge, trusting her heart. Kael's presence was a tether she could not ignore. Amber eyes softened as he looked at her, centuries of longing reflected in their depths. The pull between them was undeniable, a forbidden current she could not resist even if she wanted to. Every instinct screamed to lean into him, yet the weight of law and tradition pressed down. The forest itself seemed to sense her struggle, the wind whispering encouragement. From the shadows, rival alphas watched, their eyes glinting with suspicion. They tested her resolve with challenges subtle and dangerous, questioning her worth, mocking her place beside the Alpha King. Lyria raised her hand, letting the mark blaze brightly. Silver light cascaded outward, silencing the whispers, commanding attention. Even the forest seemed to bow to her presence. Kael stepped closer, protective yet allowing her independence. "Your heart must guide you," he whispered. "Only by embracing your feelings, without fear, can you survive what is coming." Lyria's chest tightened. She had feared the forbidden pull between them, but now she understood. Courage alone was not enough. Trust, love, and acceptance of destiny's weight were required. Ahead, a cliff edge loomed, shadows shifting unnaturally. A figure emerged with an ominous warning, eyes cold and fangs bared. "The path ahead will test more than your strength. It will demand the choices that bind you or tear you apart." Lyria's heart thundered in her chest, yet she felt Kael's energy intertwining with hers, steadying her, strengthening her resolve. Silver light surged from her mark, illuminating the dark forest. The rival faltered, sensing the undeniable bond between the destined pair. Lyria took a steady breath, understanding that this trial was not just physical, it was the courage to open her heart fully, to trust Kael, and to embrace the bond that fate had forged. The wind carried whispers of the moon, ancient voices reminding her that love was a power as dangerous and transformative as any weapon. Shadows of doubt threatened, yet she stood firm. With Kael by her side, she would navigate the trials of the heart, knowing every choice could echo across lifetimes. The moon hung heavy over the silent peaks, silver light cascading over the forest and illuminating secrets long hidden. Lyria felt energy surge through her, the connection to Kael stronger than ever. Their bond thrummed in the air, echoing across lifetimes, binding them in ways the world could never fully understand. From the mist emerged a shrouded figure, cloaked in shadow and mystery. "I know your past," it whispered, voice low and echoing. Lyria's mind spun as fragmented truths began to surface. Memories not her own, glimpses of lives lived across centuries. The moon had chosen her not only for love, but to restore balance, to heal wounds and rivalries that had festered for generations. Kael's amber eyes darkened. He had sensed her destiny, yet even he could not predict the full weight of revelation. "Trust me," he murmured, fingers brushing hers. Together, they faced the stranger. Lyria's mark flared in response to ancient magic, a silver pulse that pushed back the shadows. "The bond you share is both a blessing and a curse," the figure said. "Fail, and all will be lost." Then it vanished, leaving only an echo of warning and a shiver that ran down Lyria's spine. Danger and revelation intertwined. The path ahead demanded courage, wisdom, and vigilance. Every rustle of leaves, every shifting shadow reminded Lyria that destiny was not passive. She felt the gravity of her choices, the weight of her bond with Kael, and the rising storm of rivals and prophecy waiting in the dark. Wolves of distant packs lurked, eyes sharp and fangs ready. The moon's light illuminated only part of the path. Unseen threats moved where shadows reigned. Kael's hand found hers again, a tether, a promise. "You are ready," he murmured. "Together, we face this, whatever it brings." Lyria's heart pounded, her mark pulsing, silver light dancing across the forest. Every step they took was a choice, every heartbeat a test. Shadows of destiny pressed in, but she would not falter. The night stretched endlessly, heavy with prophecy, challenges, and the unbreakable bond that tied Alpha and Omega together. Lyria understood the truth. Only by embracing her power, her heart, and her connection to Kael could she navigate the trials awaiting them. The moon bore witness, and destiny waited patiently for the next move. The forest grew quiet as Lyria and Kael approached the sacred glade. The air shimmered with energy, each step a reminder that their love was forbidden, yet inevitable. Kael's voice was low, heavy with warning. "Lyria, every eye watches you. Every whisper could betray you." Her hand brushed against his, feeling warmth and the unspoken promise of protection. From the shadows, wolves of rival packs emerged, their eyes gleaming with suspicion and envy. Lyria's mark flared, casting silver light across the clearing. She felt power surge through her, a blend of fear and exhilaration. Kael stepped closer, his presence shielding her. Their connection deepened, stronger than law or fear. The trials of love had begun, and the bond between them could no longer be denied. A howl pierced the night, a reminder that the path ahead demanded vigilance, courage, and trust. The forbidden whispers of destiny pressed on their hearts. Only together could they face what was coming. Lyria awoke under the silver glow of the moon. Her mark pulsed like a heartbeat, a reminder of the trials yet to come. Kael watched over her, protective yet distant, as if the weight of centuries pressed upon him. The moon spoke to her in subtle whispers, guiding her energy, teaching her the balance between power and restraint. She realized that the Alpha King's guidance was a tether to her destiny, but she needed to find her own strength. Suddenly, a pack of rogue wolves descended, testing her reflexes and resolve. Lyria raised her hand, the mark blazing with radiant energy. She moved with grace and precision, her newfound power scattering the attackers. Kael approached, amber eyes softening with pride. "You are ready for what comes next," he said. "The moon's test is not only survival but the courage to embrace love without fear." Lyria nodded, feeling destiny intertwining with her heartbeat. The night held promise and peril, and as the moon reached its zenith, the bond between Alpha and Omega strengthened, preparing them for the challenges that awaited. The ancient shrine glimmered under moonlight as Lyria stepped forward. Her heart pounded with anticipation. Secrets long buried awaited her discovery. Kael guided her to the center where carvings shimmered with ancestral magic. Lyria touched the stones and memories surged through her. Faces she had never seen yet felt connected to. The moon had chosen her to restore balance, and Kael was the anchor she had sought across centuries. A sudden shadow moved behind the shrine. An alpha rival from a distant pack stepped into the light, eyes narrow, intent on testing the bond they shared. Kael's stance was protective, yet restrained. Lyria raised her mark, feeling the power of fate surge. The rival faltered, sensing the strength of their union. Lyria felt a clarity she had never known. Destiny was no longer a distant whisper. It was present, tangible, and inescapable. As the night deepened, Kael took her hand. Together they would face the final trials. The path ahead demanded courage, trust, and surrender to the bond that fate had forged.